All right, today we're tackling one of those fundamental ideas in music, something you've probably heard 1,000 times, but maybe never had someone just, break it all the way down. We're going to finally figure out what a musical key actually is.
I mean, you've totally been there, right? A musician gets on stage and says, all right, this next one's in the key of G. Or maybe you've seen it on some sheet music. But what does that really mean? What is that one little phrase actually telling us?
Okay, so to really get what a key is, we have to talk about what it's not. And what it's not is a scale. They're related for sure, but they're different. Think of it this way. A scale, that's just your raw ingredients on the cutting board. So for C major, you've got C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. That's it, just a list. A key, though, that's the finished dish. It's what you do with those ingredients to create a whole vibe, a specific flavor, a musical world that has a clear home base.
And that right there is the absolute key difference, pun intended. A scale is just notes, a pile of notes. But a key takes those exact same notes and gives each one a job. It creates a hierarchy, right? It picks one note to be the boss, the center of everything, that home base we were talking about, and that one little decision, it changes the entire feeling of the music.
So there you have it. When someone says a song is in the key of C, all it means is that the note C is its musical center of gravity. It's home. The song can go on all sorts of adventures, build up tension, explore other sounds, but it will always feel the most resolved, the most at rest when it lands back home on that C. Okay, so that's all well and good, but how does music actually create that feeling, that sense of home, and that powerful urge to get back to it? Well, that's the secret sauce. It's all about those jobs I mentioned, the different roles that specific notes play inside a key.
So first up, you've got the most important job of all, the tonic. This is the home base, the number one, the first note of the scale. In our example, the key of C major, the tonic is C. Simple as that. It's the anchor, the destination. It's where the journey starts and where it feels so satisfying to end.
But, a story would be pretty boring if we just stayed home the whole time, right? So we need some tension. That's where the dominant comes in. It's the fifth note of the scale, so in C major, that's G. Think of the dominant as the part of the story that creates the adventure. It pulls the music away from home, builds up this amazing suspense, and makes you really want to get back to the safety of the tonic.
And if the dominant creates that desire to go home, the leading tone is like the driveway pulling you in. It's the seventh note, B, in our key of C, and man, it has this incredibly powerful, almost magnetic pull right back to the tonic. It's so close, just a tiny step away, and you can literally feel it leaning, just begging to resolve. And that's the game, right there. You've got the stability of the tonic, home. You've got the tension of the dominant, adventure. And you've got that irresistible pull of the leading tone, the final step home. This constant push and pull between tension and release, that is what makes music feel alive. It's what gives it a story, an emotional journey. So we're getting the idea, right? This hierarchy of notes. But let's get practical. There are 12 different major keys, and each one uses a slightly different set of notes. So how on earth do musicians keep track of all this? How do they not just get completely lost? There's got to be a better way, right? Oh, there absolutely is. And that brings us to a super practical tool that musicians use every single day. Let's go back to our food analogy. If the key is the finished dish, then the key signature, that's the recipe card. So what is it? A key signature is basically a brilliant piece of shorthand, a cheat code really. It's just a little cluster of sharp symbols or flat symbols that you see right at the beginning of a line of music. And its whole job is to say, hey musician, for this entire song, anytime you see these notes, they're going to be sharp or flat. It saves them from having to write it out over and over and over again. Let me show you just how much of a game changer this is. Okay, take the key of G major. That key has just one altered note, F sharp. Now, without a key signature, you would have to draw a little sharp symbol next to every single F in the whole piece. Talk about tedious. But with a key signature, you just put one sharp symbol on the F line at the very beginning, and that's it. You're done. Every F is now F sharp. It's all about efficiency.
All right, so if a key signature is a recipe for one dish, then what we're about to look at, the circle of fifths, is the master cookbook for everything. Now, I know, it can look a little intimidating at first glance, but don't let it fool you. Just think of it as a beautiful, totally logical map that shows you how all the musical keys are connected.
And the rules for reading this map are actually super simple. Right at the very top, at 12 o'clock, you have C major. That's our neutral ground, 0 sharps, 0 flats.
Now, every time you take one step clockwise, say from C to G, you just add one sharp. One more step, from G to D, you add another sharp. And if you go the other way, counterclockwise, from C to F, you guessed it, you add a flat. It's this incredibly elegant system that organizes the whole world of music.
But wait, there's more. This map has another layer of genius hidden inside. Because what it shows us is that every single major key has, like, a secret twin. A relative minor key that shares the exact same musical DNA, but has a totally different mood and personality. So, let's check out C major's twin, A minor. Get this, they have the exact same key signature. No sharps, no flats. They use the exact same 7 notes. The only thing that changes is which note is home. In C major, C is the tonic, which gives it that classic happy, bright sound. But in A minor, the note A is the new tonic, the new home bass, and suddenly the mood is darker, more serious, more melancholic. It's the perfect example, same ingredients, completely different dish.
And here's the cool trick for finding any of these secret twins. It's a super simple rule. Just count up to the 6th note of any major scale. That note, that's the tonic, the home note of its relative minor. So for C major, count up 6 notes, you land on A. Boom, A minor. For G major, count up 6, you get E, E minor. It works like a charm every single time. Okay, so let's do a quick recap just to lock it all in. The scale, that's your raw ingredients. The key, that's the finished dish with its special home note and that whole system of tension and release. The tonic is that home base, providing all the stability. The key signature is the shorthand recipe on the card. And the circle of fifths, that's the master map that shows how it all fits together.
So, look, we've pretty much nailed down the what of music, right? We have the notes, we have the structure, the harmony, but there is a huge piece of this puzzle that we haven't even touched. What about time? What organizes all these notes and gives music its pulse, its beat, its rhythm? That is a great question for next time.